Alright, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It is Saturday, and this is the recording of us going to move along with the tank to towards the next main story objective. There we go. Seventh Astral Quest. Last time we were on, we went through and got the Maelstrom, and we also took down Garuda and Titan. So I'm going to go ahead and go do several quests, get us close to the striking tree, and possibly even do some of the so that's let's see here. Great Divide, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 quests, probably, plus I might be doing the Legacy of Alec here. Because there is a lot of running around in the Legacy of Alec, but let's go ahead and get the story quests out of the way. Mainly because, as I've said before, I have found that the series in this game, the vanilla and post-vanilla, right after post-vanilla quests, very dry, to say the least. They get so much better starting in Ishgard. So, I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. Nods. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we know naught of your situation. Beg your pardon, Antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Uldah for years, trying to piece together a life to replace the one what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, and any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the cities didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question is where. And then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataro is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Uldah, my lady. Alphino's been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot, and then they went wild, apparently lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we got. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, till we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphino and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I'll have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Alvone. I totally wish I did not use that name. I would have kind of answered them a little different. Oh, we need to go to Uldah. So, we can return. Okay. So now that we're back in Uldah, what am I doing? I need to go to the quicksand. If I'm right, yeah, there's the quicksand. Yes, I have done this before, so I do know what goes on, but it's just I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it. There we go. I may spend the $10 to change her name. Just because it's hard as hell to pronounce.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Uldah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Uldah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Uldan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Uldan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers, while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry.
Okay.
The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Domans asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions.
Hold on one minute, folks. I just noticed something here. Let me make sure. Yeah, it changed. There we go. I do apologize that the wolf was not moving like he should. Um, just had a hiccup in things. I wish their program would stop defaulting to certain things.
It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Okay, so Daystar earrings are even star earrings. Now these are caster earrings, so I'm going to take the guild. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I had reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I will hear what General Raban has to say upon this matter. Chamber Rule. Oh, I am such an idiot. I do apologize. I completely went to the wrong place. The Hall of Flames is over by the main Aetherite. By the plaza. Joy! Yes, I am a professional gamer and streamer here. Yes. Now is not a good time, Lieutenant New Orleans. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remained throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given the majority of refugees lived outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny tensions between the Uldah citizenry and the refugee population have grown since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single guild to spend, who could not survive without the aid of provided by the mortal flames. Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that the powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without necessary proof, that the riots were instigated by outside forces, the monitors would accuse him of attempting to shirk his responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, that they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries into the settlement suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at the request for such information, but I have no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Nod.
Aye, Captain. Commander. Something.
Alright, so real quickly, I'm going to go in here into the barracks. Let's see what we have. Okay. Welcome to the Squadron Barracks, Commander. I've been fully debriefed on this new initiative and stand ready to answer any questions you might have. First and foremost, however, we'll need to increase the number of squadron members. We have 3 recruits at present, but our squadron won't be ready to deploy until we have at least 4. Your own deeds as an adventurer should serve to attract new recruits. All you need to do is choose from the hopefuls who submit their enlistment papers. By completed categories in a challenge log, you will occasionally attract new recruits to your squadron. You can decide which recruits you wish to add to your squadron after visiting the barracks and reading the enlistment papers. You can also check if recruits are available by opening timers interface located on duties in the main menu. Visit the barracks to read the enlistment papers to decide which recruits you wish to add to your squadron. Alright. So we have an archer, a marauder, and it looks like a conjurer or white mage. Let's see here. Do we have someone? No new enlistment papers are available. Okay. Okay. I thought I had already done that. Gotten that started. Alright. You look as though you have something to say, Lieutenant Newellen. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flame, may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Okay. So let's take the map. Let's go to Black Brush. All right. And what brings you here, adventurers? Search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees? No, oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently, gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. I can't say I was sad to see him go. Interesting. I didn't expect them to send you, Alvalone. I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zizawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest idea what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. All right. Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon. You're of the flames, but you're not with the flames? I see. If Leofric bids you speak to me, then I take it you have agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because I haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha, childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you'll understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. As try as I might, I can make little sense of the words, beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Why haven't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why do you have to stay and leave me alone? Huh? Who are you? What do you want? Aye, it's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give you, you must take, he said. When they asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but others were so excited he split us into two groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but they started arguing and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter. And, oh gods, the other group, they're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Alright, we'll do the knocked ring. And this one we'll do the silver pieces. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade the earrings and ring. Oh, can't do it while I'm talking to somebody. The other refugees are hiding in the caves of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanish during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to the merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous. The gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, if we were forced to confront reality, that's it. That's it. Challenge the twins to combat, and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one woman. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Okay, now we'll go ahead and upgrade the gear. Seven hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game. Sorry to disappoint ye, lass, but we're more than willing to kill ye ourselves. Really? You think you can kill me? Okay. Saber-rattling swordsman. Okay. You beat them like it was nothing. Thal Almighty, what are we going to do now? Listen to me. Perhaps if you listen to me, since I beat the crap out of you. You've returned. Did you find my brother, and what of the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better than a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, did the merchant have to... What did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others. All right, we take those. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest, and surely it will lead us to ruin. Okay. Ellie. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Uldah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so that we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, miss, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look over there. I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You? I... He's getting away. Go get him, miss. You know what? We're going to find him on a cat. A flying cat. Hey. You. Boo. Ah, you again? What? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution? That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees, the self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Uldah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusation. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let us say I did the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a geekquern's arse about politics. It was business, only business. Look. Look. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I'll tell you everything. Okay. Well, that didn't end well. What's all this commotion? Ah, 7 hells. Tell the other spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Well, I definitely don't have bow and arrow. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. Okay, here you go. Bah, I've been following him, and I talked to him, and he was about to say something, and then he died. This man was responsible for the recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you were not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Okay. Now we are going to the Hall of Flames. It's just as quick to fly, to get up here and fly. Boom. All right. It's about as fast to run there from the gate than run over to the Ethernet shard and transport to the plaza and then run back out. It's about as fast because of the load time. What news, Lieutenant Neolin? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it to the seventh hell. He was not simply murdered, Lieutenant. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. So we take the knock choker. Revolution. Swift has a message for you from General Raban. The Flame General left with word that you are to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of his own investigation. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Well, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to put the knocked choker on. I am now at gear level 100. Now we're going to go to the Chamber of Rule. Chamber of Rule. We have been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside. And Daystar necklace, even star necklace. We'll take the elegant silver pieces.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
I actually kind of like the purple on this shield.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Alagon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Alagon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, Until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldah like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldah.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Okay. Ah, there he is. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought of this, that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power, sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? Intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions. That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you already are well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Neolin. Pray, keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Begone! Well, this is no place for children! I'm sorry. I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? Yeah, well, she helped me find the guy who got shot. So he visited Stonethrow as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course. But first, I must finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait by that pillar over there? We require but a moment. Nod. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Mamodi will know what to do. Legion of Garleans and Aether-starved Primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable than this charade. Sometimes I fear Memphilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Alvane, this is Memphilia. I know that this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. the 12s would, then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of Ixal activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Go, Alvone. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Nod. Okay. Ah, crap.